Elon Musk, eccentric billionaire, repeatedly successful entrepreneur, and inarguably a pretty smart dude, is scared of artificial intelligence. I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads by a lot, and nobody wants to suggest that we allow anyone to build nuclear warheads if they want. That would be insane. Elon Musk, 2018. Sounds outlandish at first, but if you really think about it, is Elon that far off? We've already let Google and Amazon, two of the most powerful entities in history, listen in on our entire lives. Not only have we let them, we've invited them into our homes. And they're growing more powerful by the day. The more data they gather, the more their rudimentary AIs learn. And the more they learn, the more powerful they get. And what happens in 5, 10, 20 years? What happens when our familiar robotic house guest malfunctions? What happens when a single line of code in Google's colossal AI network goes wrong? What then? Socrates, the smartest guy ever, is wary of writing. It will introduce forgetfulness into the soul of those who learn it. They will not practice using their memory because they will put their trust in writing, which is external and depends on signs that belong to others, instead of trying to remember from the inside, completely on their own. Socrates, about 415 BC. Sounds outlandish at first, but if you think about it, is Socrates that far off? I mean, look at our world today. How much do you even remember anymore? Now we have calendars in our pockets and the world at our fingertips. But even before smartphones, think about how little people remembered. Why bother learning geography when you've got an atlas? And what happens when you're in a life-threateningly pretentious situation that you read about, but don't remember the specifics of how to solve, because your mind has become weak? What then? People, smart people even, have been fretting about technology literally for thousands of years. Every major development, self-driving cars, TV, telephones, the printing press, and yes, even writing, summons a loud segment of the population cautioning against it. Let's look at some of the cautions from the past and see how those turned out. There is something about television that prompts many eminent men to strike many illiberal attitudes. The Economist, 1962. The photos will in their turn have to be supplemented by something more infantile still. The reader will demand and have to get a rattle, or a colored balloon, or a bright ball, or a jack-in-the-box with each year's subscription. The Nation magazine, 1893, complaining about how pictures in newspapers make people stupid. It is time that the atrocious nature of the telephone should be fully exposed. If any telephonic miscreant connects a telephone with one of the countless telegraphic wires that pass over the roofs of this city, there will be an immediate end of all privacy. The New York Times, 1877, predicting constant surveillance through telephone technology. Writing with one's own hand seems to be disappearing, and the universal typewriter may swallow all. The New York Times, 1938, lamenting the death of pencils. It might almost be laid down as a general law that the easier errors may be corrected, the more errors will be made. Joseph Dixon, founder of what became Dixon Ticonderoga, 1903, afraid of the laziness rubber erasers on pencils will cause. It will introduce forgetfulness into the soul of those who... Wait. Did I already say this? Let me check my notes. If this all sounds a little silly, that's because it is. So, too, is the current terror over automation, self-driving cars, and, yes, even AI. The slippery slopes abound in discussions about technology. It's easy to get lost in dystopian fantasies about the future. Ever seen WALL-E? But so far, our record with technological advancements is less apocalyptic than the predictions might have you believe. Sure, we've had our bumps. maybe slightly larger than bumps. But for the most part, we humans have done a great job keeping technology in check from the day the wheel was born. We don't live in a hellscape surrounded by forgetful dullards and ruled by technocratic overlords. Our bodies don't melt when we get in a car going over 30 miles per hour. People really thought this would happen when trains were invented. In fact, our lives are better than ever. A poor person in the United States lives better than the richest and most powerful people in the world did not even 100 years ago. That's thanks to technology, plus our willingness to adapt to it and ability to harness its potential for good. But don't get complacent yet. We still have to do our part to ensure technology is used well. For example, the internet by itself might not be a bad thing, but there are certainly ways to use it badly. Writing can be used for great good and great evil. And software, which some say is eating the world, has limitless potential to change our lives. It's up to us to keep the negative change to a minimum. Thanks to Breaking Smart's fabulous essay series on how software is eating the world for this video's inspiration. Check the description for a link. What did you think of this video? Did you like the format? The ideas? Nothing? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and take care, everybody.